have reached our final deck review in the Epic Duels conversion set by our creator Koi, and we are ending it off with Anakin Skywalker and Padme. And mainly because I just really dislike the way that they did this miniature from Epic Duels. I mean, it's such a cool idea to have him holding two swords, one green, one blue. But why is he holding him like he's never held a lightsaber before? I mean, he's kind of like holding this one just straight up and down, like, I can knock that out of your hand, buddy. And this one is falling over like it's too heavy for him. Definitely very weird, but they definitely killed it with Padme. She's kind of striking a not very defensive pose, but hey, I think they definitely nailed that's absolutely Natalie Portman. But yeah, so let's get into this deck here. Just like with all of the other decks from the Star Wars Epic Duels conversion, you get to use either the entirety of your deck, all you need is, all the entirety of the components from the original game with the miniatures and the health dials here, and all you will need is a deck here to replace it. And once again, I feel like this one is basically one for one. I mean, I was able to find most of the original images for most of these decks, but I mean, come on, the Natalie Portman one is exact, and this one is basically the exact same. This one's just, I believe, an illustration instead of an actual photo. But come on, that I feel like I nailed this one. Give me some props here, guys. So that is our deck to play with Unmatched. We can get rid of our miniatures here and replace them with both our Anakin here, and I love the pose that they have him, definitely more Anakin styled here, and definitely love the details that came out in this miniature. But we're also getting a miniature for Padme because she is also a hero in this deck, and there is Padme. I love how this one turned out. And then since we are having two heroes here, we're actually also getting two hero cards, one for Anakin and one for Padme. Both of the colors on these hero cards are off of the health dials there with the brown and the gold, and so we also be replacing that in just a second as well. So we will place these off to the side, and then we also have our health dials, which are both fashioned to kind of mimic the Epic Duels health dials there. So yeah, now we have everything we need to play a game of Unmatched with this deck, so we can get right into the review and kind of see how this plays. So just like any other multi-hero fighter, like the Raptors or Wayward Sisters or Cloak and Dagger, any of those guys, you do have to kill both of these fighters to win the game. So each of them have their own little ability. I wouldn't technically say ability, basically two effects that happen if you kill off one before the other. So starting with Anakin Skywalker here, he is a melee fighter with 18 health and 2 move, and his says if Padme is defeated, increase your boost values by 1 and deal 1 damage to Anakin at the end of your turn. So I really like how Koi took care of this, because 18 health can definitely be very scary, especially if you have another hero with 10 health. I mean, 28 health total, definitely very scary. But I do like that if you focus on Padme and get rid of her, Anakin's going to start killing himself by dealing 1 damage to himself every turn. Very interesting. And then we have Padme Amidala here as well with a ranged with 10 health and 2 move. And her ability says, if Anakin is defeated, decrease your boost values by -1 and Padme recovers 1 health at the end of your turn. So definitely very cool. Depending on who you are fighting with, you might kind of focus on one or the other. Do you want all the boost values to go down by 1, but Padme is healing? I mean, she only has 10 maximum, so kind of the Deadpool effect there with getting health, so not super strong. But then Anakin here with the 18 health, if you kill Padme first, he's going to be getting all of his boost bumped up, but dealing 1 damage to himself. So definitely some cool decisions that you'll have to make as the opponent in this deck. So yeah, let's get right into it here. We saw the card back from before. I love how the blue glows on there. Very cool. And we can get right into it. So starting with our attacks here, we have an attack of 7 for Anakin with 3 boost, 2 copies, and this is Anger. This card's effects cannot be canceled. After combat, discard all but one of the cards in your hand. So definitely very scary, but also very strong in a way, because if you have a full hand of cards here, going down to just 1 can be scary. But if you already don't have very many cards, I mean, this is just straight up a 7, and obviously this can't be canceled, but 2 7s from Anakin here, already making himself a very scary foe. Next here we have a 0 defense for Anakin with 3 boost, 2 copies, and this is Counter Attack. During combat, prevent all damage. After combat, deal 1 damage to the opposing fighter. So not only is he dealing big hits, but he's also blocking big hits and hitting with a little damage there. Now we have his schemes here for Anakin. We have a 3 boost, 3 copies, and this is Wrath. Place Anakin adjacent to any fighter, deal 2 damage to that fighter and 1 damage to Anakin. So we have some more self-damage here from Anakin, but definitely very scary because he is melee, and if he's somewhere else, anywhere on the board, he's placing himself adjacent to any fighter and dealing 2 damage to that fighter. Potentially you could also choose Padme or someone on your team, but I don't know exactly why you would want to do that. And then next here, we're moving into our Padme cards with a 5 attack for Padme with 2 boost 1 copy. And this is Shot on the Run. After combat, move Padme up to 4 spaces. Exactly what the title says here. She's shooting a big shot with 5 there and then running away with 4 spaces, which she could already potentially be a little bit farther away from you with that ranged attack there. And then next here we have some 3 attacks for Padme with 2 boost 2 copies, and this is Precise Shot. During combat, you may boost this card. After combat, if you boost this card, draw 1 card. So very, very interesting is that this card gets worse if Anakin dies first, because all your boost values go down by 1, but you still obviously want to be boosting here to get that extra card. So very, very interesting. And then, you know, all of the boost values go up whenever Padme is dead. So when these Padme cards are useless, you can actually use them as 2-3 boosts here. So we'll see if Anakin can take some good advantage of that. And then next here we have Padme Scheme with a 1 boost 1 copy, and this is To Be Angry is To Be Human. If this card is discarded due to an effect and Padme is not defeated, shuffle it into your deck. Shuffle up to 2 cards with different names from your discard pile into your deck. So you only get 1 more of those angers back, but you can also get the Shot on the Run or some other cards that are going to be crucial to this deck. So very, very interesting, and I like that if you get rid of it while Padme is not defeated, you're not fully getting rid of it. You have another chance to draw it from your deck, but Padme has to be alive to use it. And then next here is another scheme for Padme with 2 boost 1 copy, and this is Jedi Protection. Padme recovers 2 health. If Anakin is not defeated, gain 1 action. So definitely very, very strong, but kind of sucks if Padme is dead, because this is just a 3 boost, but we have not seen Anakin use too much boost here. And speaking of which, we have a 2 attack for any with 3 boost 4 copies, and this is Aggressive Negotiations. During combat, blind boost this card. So you'll be going from a 2 to a 5 if Padme is dead, because Anna will get that +1 on there as well. So this is what we like to see. And then next here we have a 6 defense for any with 2 boost 3 copies, and this is Forbidden Love. During combat, discard the top card of your deck, subtract its boost value from this card's value to a minimum of 0. After combat, if you lost the combat, put the discarded card in your hand. So definitely very interesting, because when Padme is by herself, this will be a little bit stronger. Whenever Anakin's by himself, this will be a little bit weaker, because it'll get devalued more with that higher boost value. And then next here we have a 3 versatile for any with 5 copies there and no boost value. And this is Rising Tension. At any time, the boost value of this card is equal to the number of Rising Tension cards in your discard pile. After combat, move a fighter a number of spaces to the boost value of this card. So you basically just get extra boosts here, or the extra spaces depending on how many of these Rising Tensions you have, plus, of course, the bonus or negative effect that you're getting from the hero abilities. But obviously with those blind boosts that we saw before, this can be, you know, a maximum of a 5 plus that 1 or negative that 1. So definitely very interesting. And then next here we can go into a versatile of 1 for any with 4 boost. I know, once again, pop it up to that 5, so those blind boosts can be very scary with like 1 copy. And this is Shattering Loss. Play this card only after one of your heroes is defeated. During combat, blind boost this card twice. So definitely could be a very scary finisher, especially if Anakin is the one left alive. And then next here we have a 2 versatile for any with 2 boost 3 copies and a classic feint. Immediately cancel all effects on your opponent's card. Very classic one to Unmatched. And lastly here we have our scheme, which is for any with 2 boost 2 copies, and this is Calm. Place one of your fighters adjacent to your other fighter. If your hand is empty, draw 3 cards. So this one is very, very strong to combo with Anger. We have 2 of each here, so you can do this potentially twice during the game, or even have that one that recycles your cards and get, you know, because they're different names here, get both these cards and do it a 3rd time. So getting a 7 attack, having this be your last card, playing it and drawing 3 cards. Definitely a very, very cool combo that Koi set us up there. So yeah, let's get into the final thoughts for this deck. And this is the last deck review for the Koi Epic Duels conversion. We'll have one more video going over the maps that go with all of these characters, but I hope you enjoy the series. I definitely did not save this one for last because it was my favorite, or save last for is the worst. It's definitely a very middle ground one. I do like the effects here, and I have found to be very fun to play against and as. So definitely a strong one of the Epic Duels conversions here. So yeah, if you want to make all these decks for yourselves, or, you know, just check out all the decks, we'll have links in the description to all of Koi's documentation for all of these decks. Now I gotta go, my toast is burning.